Prime Minister, this decision will be upsetting for millions of people. So could you just speak directly to everyone suddenly now spending Christmas Day alone? What hope can you give them? And similarly, what's your message to people considering gambling and breaking the rules? And finally, how long realistically do you think everyone will have to stay in tier 4? Is there any chance it's in place until enough people have had a vaccine? And to the two scientists, is the new strain impervious to social distancing measures? Might the 2-metre rule and existing face coverings no longer be enough to protect people? Would you travel in a train carriage through Kent tonight?
Well, thanks very much, Sam. Obviously, these measures, as I say, will be reviewed like all the others every 2 weeks, and there'll be a chance for Parliament to consider them, obviously, as long with all the other tiering questions at the end of January. Obviously, people should not break the rules. Obviously, people should follow the guidance. I hope very much that elderly or lonely people who are able to form bubbles, who have household bubbles, will be have that consolation. That's clear from what we've said today. But I suppose what I would say to everybody who's now thinking of having a much reduced Christmas, of course, we bitterly regret that this is necessary this year. I know how much love and care and thought goes into preparations for Christmas. I suppose the message is, that this is the year to lift a glass to those who aren't there, in the knowledge that it's precisely because they aren't there to celebrate Christmas with you this year that we all have a better chance that they'll be there next year to celebrate Christmas with you. I suppose that would be my message, Sam, to the country.
In terms of the social distancing, yes, social distancing does work. It doesn't work as a yes-no. The more things you do, the more determinedly you do them, the more people do the basics for themselves, all the things Patrick talked about, the hands, face, space things, but also break unnecessary household links, the more this and every other respiratory virus goes down. And just to give some other examples, for example, flu rates are down, adenovirus rates are down, because they also have exactly the same effect on other respiratory viruses. We do not think that the current measures will not work against this, but we're going to have to do a lot more in a sense, to stand still. It's like you were cycling up a steep hill and now you've got the wind against you as well. You just have to do that much more to actually keep going. And that's really what we're going to have to do. But the actual tools themselves, unfortunately, remain the same tools. And would I go through Kent? Not unless it was absolutely necessary. Not because I don't love Kent. Kent is fantastic. But because this is not the moment with this virus circulating to have unnecessary travel. So only if there was a very good reason.
Thanks very much, Sam. Let's go to Chris Hope of the Daily Telegraph. Chris, you need to unmute, I think. We can see you.
Forgive me for that. How will this be policed, Prime Minister? Do you think police should be stopping people from travelling outside of a Tier 4? And do you advise police to knock on the door of households that break these rules on Christmas Day? And are these an admission that the tiers have failed? Are we back to essentially lockdown until March? And just for the scientists and medics, I wonder why Britain has got this one so bad, this variant so bad. Which other countries have it? And how did the new variant get here, please?
Well, Chris, first of all, I think the police have done an amazing job of enforcement, light touch enforcement. They've handed out lots of FPNs, fifth penalty notices, for breaches of the rules, but they've also helped to keep people overwhelmingly in line with what they need to do. And that's, I really thank the police, men and women up and down the country for what they're doing. I'm sure they'll continue to do it in the same way throughout this period. But I'm sure, above all, I think people will naturally want to do it themselves, as they've done throughout this crisis. The bulk of the population take this incredibly seriously, get it right.